and subscribe who like to get things done. So I think I have a child that's locked outside. Hold on a second here. How do we interpret this? Well, happy birthday, Aries. Can you see me through all that Palo Santo? Just want to wish everyone who is in the Aries season, if you even have an Aries rising, you can watch this. This is my very first birthday zodiac season long form read. So hopefully getting this out in a good enough time. I'm Hope with the Intuitive Mirror. Please make sure to subscribe. I have almost 98% now of viewers are not subscribed. It's fascinating. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately. I know that's part of it. Anyways, so Aries, we're going to get right into it. I have already done a pre-shuffle. A couple of things already popped out, but I am going to just do a little quick shuffle again because I didn't want to take the cards that had just popped out for you. I'm going to attempt a simple spread, sort of the situation where you are now. I'm going to put my timer on to keep me honest. And no, I didn't want that. I wanted, see, okay, this is fascinating. We're going to use this as part of our reading, because once that reading gets going, pretty much everything within is up for grabs. So, are you not prepared for something that you felt you were prepared for? I think, Aries, that might be what's sort of coming up just top of mind right now. I know that for some of us, and I'm really going to try to zero in on this Aries collective, but I know for a lot of us, I saw a reader the other day, she pointed it out. It was, the start to the year was kind of slow, and now all of a sudden here we are in the midst of April. So it's one of those blink and you might miss it types of years, I get the feeling. And I get the sense also for a lot of people when we thought 2025 was going to be the year, and it feels more or less like 2026 is going to really jump off for most people. And 2025 is the year that we are really letting go, shedding our skins, just like Year of the Snake, and assessing what is going to come with us into the new year. But speaking of new year, Aries, here we are. So I'm taking sort of like where you are, what's on top of mind or what's crossing you, and we'll try to get a sense of most past energies and then most recent energies coming up, okay? And just see what happens. All right. So for the collective, for Aries, I hope you're having a wonderful birthday season. And oh boy, okay, we got a couple of cards that just popped out here. I'll reveal in a minute, but very efficient, Aries. I adore that you are as efficient as you are, because I just got like pretty much the entire spread all in one chunk. So sometimes I don't take that, but I'm being called to go ahead and go for it because I know a few Aries in my life, and they are definitely individuals who like to get things done. So here we go. All right. First and foremost, we have the, what is this? The Seven of Pentacles, which is sort of like your current setting, but it's in reverse. So the feeling I'm getting off of the bat is with this Aries that there is a little bit of contemplation in terms of money. And, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that the current time period that we're in has a lot to do with the feeling about these fluctuations. So the sense of what's happening with my money, and then it's being flipped on its side, which is the reversal, of course, right? So that's the first thing that's sort of coming up with regards to that. It is a time right now for new jobs, and good time to start sending out those resumes as well, if that is something that you've been considering and maybe you've been waiting to hear back from a job. But if you are waiting to hear back, what I'm getting is that you won't hear back like now, but it's going to be actually a little delayed. And I don't know if that's because someone may be away or on vacation. It's so weird because I feel like I heard something like this in another reading, and it's coming up very, very clear for you here. Fascinating. So always intending that this meets the right people at the right time. It is a birthday reading, but of course, consider it timeless as well. So whenever you get this, Aries, it's your year, right? From now until your next birthday season. So this can cover that entire year. So I'm sort of getting, if those of you who know Family Guy, Stewie Griffin, there was a episode years ago. It was like, "Where's my money, man?" And he's like going around. He's after Brian, I think, the dog. He's like, "Where's my money, man?" So I guess a lot of this is really around money and contemplation. And interestingly enough, then we have the Two of Swords, which came up right over top of it. So what's crossing you? Now, this is an interesting one. And I think we're kind of in this vibe right now with the, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to speak the moon. We're approaching a full moon, and it'll be the Libra full moon of the time of this reading. But there seems to be like a cross in communication, almost like two different camps is kind of what I'm hearing. Two different camps, two different two different blades of grass. Someone is a poet here. Okay. Someone is a poet. Two different blades of grass crossing in the breeze. This is what I'm hearing. We have conflicting information that's coming in. And I get the sense for some of you Aries out there, it's like two very distinct and trusted sources that you might go to. I'm thinking like sometimes you might go and seek out a parent's counsel, and you have both parents with an opinion, and they both seem to be differing opinions, which is not helping you at all. So part of what this seems to be showing me in terms of how it came in crossing the Seven of Pentacles there. So I think conflicting information is getting in the way of some of the abundance. And it might be one of those situations like, I don't know what to do with my money. I know I want to invest it in something, but the stock market's going cuckoo right now. Where do I place that money? And so there's a bit of a hesitancy. Now, prior to this time that I'm speaking with you now, we have the Three of Swords, okay? So Three of Swords often indicates a heartbreak, but being that I was discussing, we've got two conflicting opinions and then someone's sort of stuck in the middle, that's kind of where I feel this Three of Swords is coming into play. So prior to this moment, we find ourselves in now with the Three of Swords. Okay. I get messages and channel, and I can't always just talk about the actual cards. So I need to take a minute just to kind of listen in to make sure I'm hearing everything correctly and accurately. Okay, I'm hearing like Thomas, Tommy. I'm also hearing like Tommy Wells or Tommy, I don't know. I know there's a barbershop chain called Tommy Guns, but it's something like along that line. Even Thomasina, for those who may remember that really old movie, Thomasina. So clearly, let's take the language sound families, and there might be someone of significance in your life that relates to this. Partitions. Okay, so partition is to separate or like to have a barrier. So if there's a partition, I think maybe that place you were just coming out of now, Aries, is this feeling of separateness. And again, when we have this feeling of separateness, that is hard for us to all kind of meet on the same page in this communication. And this is why I think we have a lot of these swords coming in here and indicating that there is a bit of a difference of opinion. And, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. That can kind of have a trickle down effect even for like a week following its redirection. And so we will take that into consideration right now as we move forward. I just want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed yet, to please go ahead and do so. I think people are so engaged with what they're watching that they go ahead and forget to do that. So follow, like, subscribe, and share. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, much love to you. Moving from that sort of energy of the Three of Swords, we sort of have now that's something that's on top of us, which is the Four of, there we go, the Four of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. What I love about the Four of Cups, this particular card is especially, it really relates to the Ace of Cups, right? So it's a fascinating card in the sense that the Ace in each element is like a divine gift. It's a gift from the universe. And what I'm getting with this cup here is that there is a collaboration that is occurring with the divine, with your spirit guides. If you pray, if you manifest, if you practice manifestations, okay? I get the sense that there is a real co-creation that's happening here. And this is sort of what's above you right now. So top of mind, sort of the surrounding energies, if you will, in terms of that. Now, Four of Cups is fascinating though, because I always get the sense, especially with the way this one looks, right, is that we're not recognizing the gifts that are coming to us. And part of that might be because we may not recognize the thing that's occurring as an actual gift, because at first it might come across as a potential frustration or something that might be a little bit on the negative side. And negative or positive, that is a judgment that we are giving, right, to the situation. And often our judgments that are coming from that place, if that's good, that's bad, whatever, it's coming from our programming, it's coming from our ego mind. So you're being sort of reminded to just pause for a moment and consider, you might not have the whole picture yet. I'm hearing you, it's not fully going to be unveiled to you, but you are being asked to trust in the universe and trust in divine timing is what I'm hearing here as well. So Aries, you are very much an action-oriented sign. You are a fire sign. I know many Aries and they're creative, but they get the job done. And I can see this, if it is nebulous, meaning it's kind of foggy or confusing or cloudy, I could see how that'd be very frustrating for an Aries type of personality. But you're being asked and reminded, and here I am, don't shoot the messenger, but to trust, okay, to trust in that divine timing. We had Archangel Michael come up in a couple of the readings prior, and Archangel Michael's messaging to the collective as a whole is you are safe, you are protected. And so it's coming up here again. Archangel Michael is appearing to offer to you a reminder that it is essential that you keep positive and focus on the outcomes, not on the negative outcomes, the perceived negative outcomes. So that which you do not want need not be considered, and that which you do want ought to be the focus. Okay, so that was kind of a bit of a channel there for you, and I'm going to move on, but we'll see what else comes through as we do that. I get the sense, like immediately following that this sort of gravitating shift, if you can follow along with that guidance, we got the Seven of Cups. I love this. Now, it came through in a reversal, and I'm not like super stringent about the reversals unless I'm called to do so. So, you know, we take it with a grain of salt. But the shifting energy is if we can kind of go with the flow a little bit, I hear that, less yang. So less of that action, making sure, you know, if you're the one who's always doing the scheduling, maybe, you know, if they've not followed up with you via email or text or what have you, let it sit and let it come to you, which there it is, right? Like they're sitting at, there they are. You see that, right? They're sitting and letting it come to them. Are they happy about it? No. Does it take practice? Yes. Is it something I'm working on? Absolutely. I'm not an Aries. I can't remember where my Aries is. But I am a fire sign, ergo, I understand. We want to get things done. Okay. So with the shifting energies there, I get this sense that you really do have then a lot of options available to you. I'm getting messaging about if you have a guide that you work with or someone that you connect with in the spiritual realm. So I'm just thinking like right off the top, you know, a personal guide that I've recently gotten to know through a guided meditation. And this particular creature has a function that is beneficial for me as I'm journeying through meditative states. Okay. And with meditative states, you can journey through meditative planes of existence and timelines as well. So if you do not have a sort of go-to spirit guide or some sort of a familiar or something along that line, you're sort of being encouraged to go and explore that. And maybe, I know we're sort of midway through Aries season, but it might be a fun little like birthday meditation now that you are sort of cycling back to your season. And we are kicking it off into this new year for yourselves. This might be something worth exploring. There's a Gemini that's coming up real loud and clear. So you either have Gemini placements, or there's a Gemini in your life, or I'm also hearing Gemini moon. If this resonates with you, let me know and like and subscribe. But yeah, this is coming through very clearly. Now, with Gemini, because it came up when I was looking at the baubles there. Whoop, there we go. Sorry, guys, trying this. See all the jewels in that one. And that's when I heard Gemini. So with that, sometimes, and I mean no harm to Geminis, but Geminis can really, like, the saying is turn on a dime or change on a dime. And which is funny because we're talking sort of money was the overarching theme here. And Geminis are the twins. And sometimes there is this aspect of like, today I'm going to get this version of the person, and then tomorrow I may get the other version. And they are also air signs. So there is definitely that surrounding energy as well. So going back to the idea of investments, okay, a meditation, getting really settled and listening to your gut instincts, what feels the best. I'm hearing what tingles and what, connects the best for you is going to be your best choice, okay? So we also then have lots of air. My goodness. Okay. We have the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords is also coming up as a reversal. Now, keep in mind, all of these ones that I'm just showing you now basically arrived in a big old in a big chunk, okay? But the first thing I'm getting off of this, especially because it's in a reversal, is a lot of that mental, I'm hearing overplay, mental anguish is, that's a heavy one, but for some of you, you might be putting yourselves through the ringer a bit. A lot of those mental ropes and hoops that you're putting yourselves through are not necessary. And it's interesting because sometimes we get all stuck in our heads and it feels very real up there. And sometimes we have emotions that get stuck in our heads and attached to a certain story. And then we get very connected and attached to that, thinking it's real, all to just go to bed, wake up the next day and realize I was just tired and cranky, So I've had that happen several times, and let me know if that's happened to you. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I get the sense that the sort of mental loops that you're putting yourself through are not necessary. And the fear, I'm hearing false evidence appearing real. So it's an illusion. Okay. So a lot of those worries that you might be having, you're being told not to worry, like let it go, just relax. And no one likes to be told to be relaxed. I know that, but that's what you are being told. And I, again, just the messenger. And so we also have Judgment, which also, again, came in reverse. So everything that's popping into reverse right now, Aries, honest to goodness, I feel like this is one of those, it's in your control in terms of how you're perceiving everything. Like Judgment is really, I don't even know anymore how YouTube responds to these things. So I got to be careful. But anyways, Judgment is about surrender, right? And surrendering and letting go. They talk about the Judgment Day, but honestly, at the end of it all, I'm hearing, it's all going to be okay in the end. And if it is not okay, then it's not the end, right? So surrendering, I'm seeing Sweden, I'm seeing Switzerland. So there might be some of you from the Alps, there might be Swiss Alps, French Alps, maybe even the Italian Alps. So ciao, come stai? Please like and subscribe. So if you're coming from that part of the world, just let me know. I'd love to see where you're all from. And we have the number 20. And that's a double 10. So that is like a double start of a new cycle. So for some of you, this might really be a hyped up new year for you. And I'm sorry, I had a bit of an interruption there. So part of that is to not allow yourself to be thrown by the outside noise from others coming in. Interesting. Okay. I had a dream a while back, and this is sort of coming up in this card for some reason. I've had a couple dreams, some of them a little bizarre right now, but a lot of it has to do with aircraft in the sky and it's just hovering there. And I'm not saying this to like freak anyone out, but just from the symbology, it's almost like this aspect of being observed or watched. Or there's like this heaviness that's kind of over a situation, Aries. And moving into the spring, again, new cycle, new year for you. This heaviness, I really get the sense it is the outside noise where we are. I think I have a child that's locked outside. Hold on a second here. One moment, please. How do we interpret this? So, interruptions, necessary interruptions. Okay, something that might be perceived as, okay, part of this is, okay, sometimes we just want to get the job done. Sometimes we're trying to mission on through to get to the end point without allowing the little roadblocks that come up to slow us down. And that can be actually to a detriment, Aries, because, and this seems to be the recurring theme for you right now. It's a detriment because we're not surrendering and not going with the flow if we are just kind of steamrolling on through. So what I'm seeing and hearing is that perceived interruptions, perceived irritants. I think I just said it at the start of this, even before the cards, perceived annoyances might actually be a blessing in disguise. You might be delayed on purpose so that you are protected, is what I'm getting from that. Okay. And if we can sort of work with and acknowledge that there is a flow and there is a cycle to things, right? Then it's almost like the pressure will be released. So this is a inside job at present, moving into this new year for you, Aries. And I get the sense that there's some folks that are wanting to get back to school or upgrade some of their certifications, things like that. That sounds like a good plan. Sounds like it would be very much aligned. I'm going to pull a few more cards just to make sure that I have all the necessary information out for you, my beautiful Aries collective. And I want to thank you too, because I think Aries were one of the most supportive signs when I was throwing out some of those shorts at the start of my channel. And I'll try to do it probably every 2 weeks. I'll do like the shorts for the zodiac. But Aries, you were there for me. So I thank you. I salute you. And hence, here we are. Oh, and then we have the Queen of Cups. Wonderful. There. Okay, Queen of Cups. So, okay, so we have a Pisces as well that might be in the mix, who is influential, or you have Pisces in your chart as well. All right, so what I'm really liking about the Queen of Cups here is that, you know, she is surrounded by emotion and is in touch with her emotions, but not swept away by them. She really has a handle on her emotions. She really has a concept, but I'm getting a sense of like needing to see things from the flip side, see things from another perspective. Even though you may be very exacting in this particular situation, which again, I think is connecting back to some money, career, things like that. Yeah, you're being asked to sort of take a look from another dimension. Okay, I heard dimension. I was going for perspective and I heard dimension. Taking a look from another dimension. I don't know if you have any spirit guides or little muses that you speak with. I'm also getting like fairy energy. Some of you out there might be connected to that realm and work with fairy energy, but they are very much wanting to work with you at present. So if this resonates for you, now listen, if you're someone who's like, I've never in my life, disregard, not for you. It's for whoever this applies to, okay? It's just to reaffirm for that person that that is the direction that they ought to be going into. Okay, couple more here. That's way too many. Oh, funny enough, though, we're getting a lot of the same cards, actually. So I am going to acknowledge what did come through again, and I'll put down the other three. So more than enough. And I guess by June, for the Aries group coalition, okay, again, interesting. The Aries coalition. You might be joining a coalition, an actual literal, like a unionizing sort of action, protest oriented perhaps group standing up for what you believe in. I get the sense though, come June, that a lot of these things are going to really come through for you. And there's my reminder for our phone, for our time here. But we have, what is this? The Six of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups, and we have, reading this backwards, the Six of Wands. Fascinating. So we have Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles. That's not to be ignored. So investing in something that lights your fire and that quite literally you feel your soul's connection to, and you'll have victory from that. The spoils of, I don't like saying that, the spoils of war, but like the riches and the spoils will start to showcase in June, or the 6th month from whenever you see this. So from January, it would be June. We are in April though, so let's have some fun with that. April to May, June, July, August, September, and October. So that might be something for someone. Okay, let's just see if there is anything else for the collective. I'm pulling another. Wow, that came out fast. Okay, so some things might be coming through faster than you expect. And oh my gosh, okay, in the throat. Trying to interpret right now if this is me picking up on someone's throat chakra or if I'm being told to keep quiet. Peace. I'm hearing peace. Okay, so I'm going to keep quiet on that one. Let me pull another card here. But there is a connection to music. So some of you might be musicians in the group. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so we had the Nine of Cups in this deck, and now we have the Eight of Cups in this deck. Okay, part of this going back to that inventory, moving into your new year and really deciding what you can truly do without. That's interesting. So if maybe this could quite literally be something like you are starting to work on minimalizing and decluttering. That's part of it, but I'm also getting a sense of like, what kind of like habits or aspects of personality, storytelling. Sometimes we get into like sort of certain type of groove with certain people. Like what are those things that you can kind of do without, that you can let go of? And that's really coming through so that you can move into the next cycle with full grace is what I'm hearing. With full grace. Okay. See if there's anything else for you. I hope this resonates. Doing collective readings are challenging because if you get too specific, people get sort of turned off by it. But when you're speaking in broader terms, it can seem like it's not specific enough. So let me know how I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. So King of Swords is coming up as well. So lots of swords, lots of cups. Okay. So it's a real mental game for you, Aries, right now, moving into this year. And yeah, honesty. We're learning to suss out the honesty, being honest with ourselves and being honest with other people as well. So final thoughts. I'm going to pull an Ascended Masters Oracle card for you. So for the collective, the Aries collective, it is their birthday after all. Let's pull a really nice Ascended Masters card. What is it that the Aries collective needs to know? Please and thank you. And like the poppers, I'm waiting for a popper. Decisions is what I'm hearing. Decisions. Needing to make a decision. It's like when you're at the grocery store and there's a lot of people behind you and like you haven't decided on like the bananas that you're going to get yet. And there's like a traffic jam in the aisle. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. So if you've been, again, it's going back to that Two of Swords. If you need to make a decision. And again, it's okay. I'm just going to pull. I feel like there's one that was flipped up here. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Perfect. Trust. With Vishnu. All right, let's read that, okay? For you, Aries, trust. QRS, T. All right, here we go. You. Got it? Got it. Good. Okay. You can trust the situation you're inquiring about. The solid foundation of your situation gives it a trustworthy basis. Keep purifying your motivations so that they're completely about love and service to elevate the energies. It looks like it's picking up. Okay, I'm going to move that. Let me just continue reading it. To elevate the energies and experiences even further, which is exactly what we were talking about, right? It's learning to what can you do without and let go of, and what is the minimum that you require to move forward. Additional meanings for this card: the person you're inquiring about is trustworthy. Trust that your prayers are being answered, even if you don't yet have evidence. Where did we see that? Where did he go? Bam, right? Being patient, being surrendering, okay? You're on the right path, Aries. Trust your gut feelings and your intuition, Aries, okay? And for those who'd like to know, Vishnu is the Hindu god who works alongside the gods Brahma and Shiva to preserve the world. He brings about harmony when powers become unbalanced and provides protection and mercy to all. And that was also from Archangel Michael from earlier, so thank you. Vishnu is a benevolent and loving deity. Vishnu can help you feel safe about your current and future life. I can't think of a better way to end a birthday reading, Aries, than for this. And if you resonate with something, please let me know. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear where you're from, what you're doing. You know, how old are you? Just joking. You don't need to tell me that. But, you know, if you're celebrating a birthday, let us know and we'll send you a little birthday emoji cake or something like that, okay? You're being also reminded to prioritize and to retreat into nature. So go take yourself on a really healthy walk and enjoy. Please like and share and subscribe. And I will be seeing you shortly. Tune in next time. Aries, I hope you have yourselves a wonderful birthday season. Don't be a stranger. Have yourselves a great week.